an important month, Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and here to tell us a little bit more about how to protect ourselves, our children, is board-certified pediatrician Dr. J.J. Levinstein. Give us the update real quick on some of the facts that are out there.
Okay, well, as I mentioned before, the Skin Cancer Foundation tells us through research now that 1 to 2 blistering sunburns before the age of 18 or 5 lifetime sunburns will...
18 years or 18 months?
18 years.
Years?
Yes. Or 5 lifetime sunburns will double our risk of malignant melanoma, and that is the #1 skin cancer in kids in their 20s. And so it doesn't happen overnight. The cumulative damage from the sun occurs 80% of the time in childhood. So today I wanted to enlighten us on how we, as parents, can best protect our kids, but also start to protect ourselves if we haven't had good sun protection habits.
Whoa.
So what are the newest innovations that are out there on the market today to protect us?
Well, I think, a couple of the things that are very important is to remember the big rules, which are to cover up when you can. So whether you're wearing what's called UPF clothing, which is UV protection factor clothing, that's tightly woven and protects us, whether you're wearing a hat, sunglasses, and most importantly, sunscreen on your exposed parts, that's important. There's a lot of different forms of sunscreen right now, but what we need to look out for as parents are the SPF factor, which is called sun protection factor. So if you have an SPF of 30, which is what generally we'll recommend, it's affordable, it's helpful in terms of screening out UVA and UVB rays. An SPF of 30 means that if you turn red at 10 minutes in the sun, technically an SPF of 30 will give you 300 minutes. In other words, 30 times longer. Okay. But we sweat, we towel off, we get in pools. We go in the water, or we don't put sunscreen on adequately. And if you're fair-skinned or you have other skin conditions, you may need to reapply more frequently or have a higher SPF level.
There are 2 kinds of sunscreens that you talk about, right?
Correct.
What are those?
Correct. And it's really important to know the difference because we can use them in different age groups. First, there are what are called physical sunscreens. And physical sunscreens contain either zinc or titanium or both. And these are really cool sunscreens because they're very gentle on the skin. They don't irritate. You put them on and they're immediately active. Think of them as like a layer of marbles on the skin. And when the ultraviolet rays come, they bounce right off. So these are recommended for children under 6 months of age. The labels may say check with your doctor for children under 6 months, but the American Academy of Pediatrics and the American College of Dermatology both advocate the use of sunscreen when shade can't be found or when you can't adequately cover up your kids. We know we have a lot of families who take their kids to Hawaii, or we have pools in the summer, and we can't put them in a snowsuit, so we've got to adequately protect them.
The second is what?
Is a chemical sunscreen. Chemical sunscreens have been around for a long, long time. They're inexpensive. They're very accessible.
What does chemical mean, though? What kind of chemicals are we putting on our kids?
Well, there are several. They usually end with Innomate or Enzone, and they are in spray form, in lotion form, sometimes in towelette form, but they need to soak into the skin for fully 15 to 20 minutes before they can activate. So a lot of families complain that their kids get burned at the beach or that their sunscreen doesn't work because they're literally applying these on the way into the water when they should be doing it before you get in the car ride, before you go to the beach, and then reapplying to those areas that might sweat or rub off. So we don't really like to use chemical sunscreens in young kids because their skin is so delicate and there's more potential for irritation there. So the physical sunscreens are preferable for younger kids. And as I tell everybody, do a little patch test, just like we've patch test other things in the program here. Put a little on your child's skin on a day you're not going out. Watch it for a couple of hours and make sure there's no reaction before you put it.
Too much? Not how much is too much? How much is enough?
Okay, how much is enough? That's a very, very good question because we technically under-apply in this country. Only 33% of people use sunscreen appropriately. So today's lesson is how to put it on. Now, most of us like lotion sunscreens. They're accessible. They're everywhere. This is a 1-ounce shot glass. This is what you, Mark, what you, Christina, or me as an adult or a teenager should be applying.
On our whole body?
On your whole body. No, on your whole body.
One of Mark's legs.
No, but it's really key to look at this amount and really sort of memorize it because
go ahead, put it on.
1 ounce is what we should be applying. And if this was a chemical sunscreen, we wait 20 minutes and try to apply again if we can on those parts where we sweat.
This is every application.
Every application.
How thick should it be, though? There's nothing worse than trying to get this stuff on your kids coming out of the water on the beach, and then you got sand and stuff and things all over.
Well, and that's why manufacturers have developed other easier to apply methods of sunscreen. So, for example, there are sprays. This is our favorite beach.
I like
bum.
that. Yeah, yeah.
And this is a smell that's very reminiscent of childhood. But these are sprays, and we don't just spray them like hairspray. We've got to, if you don't mind, saturate that skin till we've got a glisten.
Oh, that much?
All the way around.
I've been doing it wrong.
And then rub it in. And if this is not a
physical,
physical,
smell like the beach.
Let me see.
If this is not a physical sunscreen, if this is a chemical sunscreen, wait 20 minutes before you go outside. So you have to plan your day accordingly. Otherwise, if your kids go right in the water, you're going to lose that sun protection factor. Now, there are other sunscreens that are in towelettes. This is a physical sunscreen made by MD Moms, and this has titanium and zinc in it. And this towelette stretches. It has enough physical sunblock to protect a 2-year-old buck naked,
I like
head to
it
toe.
because it's clinically tested. It's hypoallergenic. It's paraffin-free and alcohol-free. What is this word? I don't have my glasses.
I don't either.
Okay, you're reading the wrong package.
She has glasses on.
But anyway, the key thing for any of these sunscreens is to look for an SPF of 30. We don't really need high SPFs. They're very expensive. They have a lot of chemicals in them, and the key is to reapply, reapply, reapply. We also want to look for broad spectrum, so we cover the UVA, which are the aging rays, and the B, the burning rays, and there are no safe UV rays. Don't let anybody convince you that any part of the spectrum is safe for skin. Not at all. And then we want to look for water resistance so that we don't have our kids rubbing their eyes and getting stinging eyes. So the 2 ratings that are allowed by the FDA now are 40 minutes and 80 minutes. So if you can find an 80-minute water-resistant broad spectrum sunscreen, then you're good to go for the beach.
And hats. And
We
if you'd
are
like
good to go.
more information from Dr. JJ on sun safety, you can go to our mdmoms.com or you can visit our Home and Family website.